Hello friends, let's talk about how to use dandelion, when to use it, how to use it, and then as well contraindication when not to use dandelion. Let's start with the last topic. It's good to know when we are not using herbal medicine and when we are not using particularly our dandelion medicine. Sometimes people say, if it doesn't help, it doesn't harms. It's just natural. We all know that's not true. Herbal remedies can be very useful, but they can make damage too if it is in the wrong situation, the wrong dosage, the wrong length of application, and so on, as we all know. So, dandelion, when is it critical to use? First of all, very rarely people they show allergies. Maybe with stomach pain, maybe with diarrhea, maybe on the skin. This is the case where you should not use it, but it is very rarely. Happy? If somebody is really sick on the kidney, has a kidney insufficiency, maybe stage 2, maybe stage 3 or more, then it's not wise to use intensive dandelions. Maybe in a very, very soft application it could be helpful. But when the kidney is really weak and doesn't work anymore properly, the kidney is already engaged to work for the body. So we should not give special herbal medicine, and particularly medicine which goes through the kidney. So kidney insufficiency, which is pronounced, is a contraindication. Stay safe, stay away from that. The same for the liver. If the liver is really in a bad shape, maybe due to chronic alcoholism, maybe the patient has a lot of medicine which is elaborated in the liver. It's already so busy, the liver, so you should not use dandelion as an intensive herbal medicine. Very, very soft, just a few drops probably can go well, but don't ask the liver to do a huge job when it is already overworked by the disease, by medicines, and so on. Let's say HIV medicine, we know they are quite strong on the liver, or chronic neurological patient, very often have medicine, they are quite strong on the liver and so on. Therefore, check the medication, look how is the patient. If they have chronic signs of liver insufficiency, you better stay away. But as we know, most of our patients, maybe it's a neighbor for prevention, maybe it's a patient with something simple, or a stable patient, of course, we can use it. So this is for the real contraindication. Now, we were talking about, and you were reading, you could read many of indications in details. Let's go through that one we just use every day in our herbal activity. So we prepared the powder, the dandelion powder, which is made, in our case, flowers, leaf, branches, and the root. This is one way, in herbal medicine, we can think that every part of the plant should be used together to have the complexity of all the minerals, enzymes, vitamins, the whole chemistry of the plant is acting to the body. This is one type of thinking. Now, we use dandelion in that way. You can, as you could see in the film before, you can think differently. You can say, I harvest the flower, I harvest the leaf, the branches, and the root in autumn. I dry them separately, and so I produce many powders of dandelion, the flower powder, then the leaf powder, the root powder, and so on. So you can separate, and you probably have some more simple indications, more specific indication to use. Dandelion is a very complex plant, and we can use it easily. It's one of the plant, if somebody says to you, go to the desert, and there is not possible to put luggage with you, just put one herbal medicine with you. If I ask to do that, of course, I would go with dandelion, because you can make so many things with dandelion. But then I need the whole product, the whole. So that's what I'm showing you now. comes from that school of thinking that we are using the whole plant, and we have the dandelion powder. Let's prepare the tea. It is just a rule. What you can take between 3 fingers is the proper dosage to put into the cup. Then I put the boiling water on top, 5-8 minutes, I wait, and then you can filter it, and your cup of tea is ready. Sometimes the people say, can I put a bit of sugar? I won't say put sugar in it, because sugar is never good for health. So if you need to put something, maybe for a child or somebody doesn't like that taste, really, maybe a spoon of honey. But wherever you can avoid sugar, white sugar, do it, because we remember sugar is a poison for the brain. Don't use it. So therefore, to my patient, I say, try to get used to it. It's not as bad as Artemisia, or put a little bit of honey and you can do it. So such a cup of tea, now we are coming to the first way to use it. The cup of tea I can use just as a purification of my body. It will activate the liver, it will activate the kidney, it will drain out toxins from the body, it will help to purify. If I say for prevention, once a week I make a dandelion day and I drink 1 cup in the morning, and if I want, I can do it in the evening too, but very often 1 cup is already enough. This is a very simple, not too strong and quite safe way of detox, of purifying our body. If I do that once a week, every week, I do good to my body. If you have a patient who maybe had a chronic disease, had to take a lot of medicine, maybe it has much difficulty and you could see that the body is full of toxin, you can smell it by the smell of the skin, smell it by the smell comes from the mouth. Maybe the urine is dark, maybe the feces are dark and very smelly. Okay, in such a case, if you prefer to do detox intensively, we can do for 1 week detox 3 cups of dandelion tea. Remember, while doing this intensive detox, the patient shall drink another 2 liters of plain water. While doing that, you're washing out of the body a lot of minerals and vitamins. So in this week, the patient should really eat fresh vegetables and fruits to gain, or do a little, so squeeze a bit of lemon and do a lemon drink, just to take in the minerals and vitamins, because you wash them out together with a lot of toxins. If the patient says in the reports, yes, oh, my urine is really smelling now and it may be changing a little bit the color, then you know it's purifying. After 2-3 days, normally that effect is already over and things getting towards the better. That would be a 1 week intensive detox treatment with the tea of dandelion. The tea you can use for much other indication, even for the chronic disturbance of the belly. Digestion is not perfect. Make a 1 week treatment of dandelion to purify the liver, or after a sickness, maybe patient had hepatitis or a virus and then had problem on the liver. After the sickness, just to gain more energy in the liver, they can drink this tea for a week, sometimes for 2 weeks, but then stop. Don't drink it every day for a long time, because it is a medicine.
Ja, ist gut.
Now let's talk about eating dandelion. We all know it. It is a vegetable. We can eat it fresh, the leaves mainly. We can prepare a soup, the vegetable soup. You add it with morojo, with other vegetables. It's wonderful, tasty. You cook it, you put some onions in it and some spices as you like. Just add. And the wonderful thing with our powder is it's the complete plant powder. In winter, when you don't find it anymore, you have it here. So you prepare your soup. You have maybe some marrow, maybe some cabbage, and so you prepare your soup. Add a teaspoon of dandelion powder in your soup, as we used to do it with the powder of the stinging nettle of Bobatsi. You can do the same with dandelion. It will get a bit more tasty, more herbal-like, and it has minerals, and of course it helps you purify. So it's the powder even with the roots. It's not really bitter. It tastes like a vegetable, like wild herbs, and you can add it in the soup, and your soup will be tasty, will help to purify your body, and becomes really healthy food. So easy it is. And you see, I like to have a big glass full of it because during the year I really need that. So you can eat it. The fresh leaves, if they're nicely washed, you can use that in the salad. Or if you're not so sure, probably animals pass by what we normally don't want, but sometimes you're not sure. Okay, if you boil it in the soup, we are on the safe side regarding hygiene. So this is dandelion as a part in the food which is preventive, it is nutritive, and it is as well curative. Dandelion soup is something very helpful and helps to detox and helps to harmonize the gastrointestinal part. And from there now, let's go to the third way we use dandelion. This is my little bottle for the drops. Dandelion drops in brandy. You remember we prepared with the brandy. It's 42% of alcohol. It's made by the dried powder. And after the normal tincture preparation, we filtered it nicely. It is ready here in this bottle. This is very helpful and easy for dosaging for the cure when we use it as a therapeutic mean. So dandelion drops you can use to stimulate the kidney, stimulate the liver, to help to harmonize the gastrointestinal system. Now, if you have a patient who is maybe a little bit sick with the kidney, is not so fine, here with the drops you can make a perfect dosage. I will give him 2 drops a day, and then we will see if that patient feels a little bit better the other day, a bit more easier in walking, in moving, more lighter in the body, then you know it's stimulated, but it was not too much. If there is no reaction at all, okay, I say now we go up to 4 drops in a day. And let's see, probably after 4 drops, the patient will start to react. If you see the drops, maybe we gave him 5 drops, and then he had really weakness and he's very tired, hardly could wake up during the day, then you know it was too much. So you can perfectly dosage. There is not that one dosage because we prepare the herb medicine in a standard way, that's true. But how the patient is reacting on that is individual, is different. Therefore, if you made it that way, that standard we were teaching, you are on the safe side to start with 2, and you can go up at least to 3 times 10 drops a day, if it is necessary. But very often, 2 to 5 drops is already perfect, and the patient will report success. These drops you can use at least for 3 weeks, but then stop. All the medicines should be stopped after a while, and if I need still something for detoxing the body, then I can change to something different. Let's say to Artemisia afra or to Solidago, something else. So we are changing the information to the body. So this application is handy wherever you are, without cooking. You have the medicine with you, you put it in the pocket, and you can dose it perfectly. I give that bottle to the patient and I tell the patient, this is the medicine for you, only for you. Because sometimes the patient says, oh, it helped me so much, so I will give it to my child. and then gives to the same dosage to the child. And probably the child is not in a condition to have dandelion. So therefore, to keep us on the safe side, I said, this is your personal medicine. Use it just for you, and please use it in that way I tell you, so we can evaluate and we are sure things go well. On that bottle, please put the label where it is written what it is and the expiry date. If it is a brandy tincture, you are well off with 1 year of expiry date. So this is the dandelion tincture. So simple like this, with tea, with the soup, and with the tincture, you can do safe application with your patient, observe well, and you will be happy. It's so cheap to produce and it is highly effective.